The Japanese concept of ikigai has caught the interest of many people in the recent past, and I think it is a concept that needs to be propagated to teachers. I strongly believe that teachers build society. So every member of society, be it a spouse, a parent, an employee, a business owner, a doctor, an engineer, a photographer, an artist, every member of society, every pillar of society, every individual who um, you know is a part of a family or an organization, a country, is the product of the education system and has been molded by teachers. And sensitizing teachers towards the importance of ikigai early on will definitely help teachers to sensitize students towards making better, more informed, and purpose driven career choices. Many of you must be familiar with this four circle ikigai image, if at all you have heard of ikigai. So, ikigai actually looks at human life and existence from a very profound perspective, a profound and very necessary perspective, because very few of us even regard the fact that our existence has some sort of a purpose. We have been put on this earth for a particular purpose, and that we, our body of work, can either enrich, contribute, deplete, or take away from this world. That is how seriously each one of us impacts this earth, this world, through our interactions with people, through the relationships that we establish and enjoy over our personal and professional life. Now, I'd just like to shed a little light on each of these terms within these overlapping circles. So, ikigai basically encourages people to look for their reason for being. Why have you been put on this earth? You have not been put on this earth to lead your life like you have been doing for many years. That is, you are born and you die, and between that period, how you lead your life, that is, that basically comprises your life and your impact on this earth. So, Ikigai encourages you to do a lot of introspection, a lot of reflection. You need to be highly self aware in order to practice Ikigai or put it into practice. That is, you have to find out what is it that you are good at. What skills do you have which you excel in? What is it that, one unique thing, or one or two or several things about you which you do very well? What is it from among these things which you're good at, that you love, you enjoy, you're passionate about? Also, does what you're good at and what you love doing match with the needs of the world or people around you, and are they willing to pay for it? So you may be good at photography, you might love taking photos, love interacting with people, love making people look nice or objects look really nice, playing with light and shadow, and people might be looking for your unique style, they might be appreciating it, and they could be willing to pay you for your photography skills. So that's how you find your ikigai. And one of the biggest reasons why we need to make our career choices in this manner is because it is precisely because we need to take our career choices very seriously. We should not be allowing society to dictate to us what we are expected to do or pursue as a career. Now, why is this so important? Because you may spend your life informal education for 16 years, or say 20 years if you get a PhD at the most, or 16 years if you get a master's degree, or less than that if you don't go in for higher education. But what really happens is that at the end of that career, though life keeps teaching you, you don't pursue formal education and you start working. So you spend a good 40 years of your life, 40-50 years of your life working, and that span is so huge. And obviously if you don't like what you do, you're going to be somebody who does not contribute. Or if you've just joined a particular organization or taken up a particular career because it pays well but you don't like it, or you're unable to comprehend or evolve and meet the demands on you, then either you will get pushed out of the system, or if you are in government system in government organization, you might remain in the system and still get paid because you're there, you've just been there, you've spent X number of years in service. And this basically is a disservice to society, it's a disservice to the organization you're a part of, because you don't enjoy, you're not happy, you're not contributing, and you're not really making a difference. So you need to start looking at your career path or your career decisions from the perspective of making an impact on this world. Okay, so you need to start seeing that you have been put on this earth for a mission, okay, to accomplish a mission. Now I will explain each of these terms in depth in my next video, because I'm trying to keep my videos short so that viewers find them engaging and don't get too tired with a lot of knowledge or too much information in each video. So my request to each and every teacher would be to learn to sensitize your students even when they are starting off in school. Please start sensitizing your students towards the importance of their career choices, what difference their work can make to this world, and you will see the difference. You will see the fruits of the seeds that you're sowing in the minds of your students in the form of a richer and more evolved society in future. Thank you for listening. This is Dr. Mariam Narona, and this is my endeavor to help teachers and students make better career choices. So in my next video, I will be explaining the 4 circles of Ikigai with some examples. Thank you for listening. This is Dr. Mariam Narona, and I urge you to share this video with all teachers and students, because I think I'm on a mission to help people make more informed career choices and purpose-driven career choices. Thank you.